Welcome back. This is part two of part one, the Africa or Ghana experience of UK and USA.
We want to discuss some few things that will help diasporans all over the world. You see, if we take Africa, we want to see how we can develop Africa. But Africa is big, so I'm thinking of Ghana now since I am in Ghana. How do we develop the country? Or I know many people want to invest in Africa, but we do this kind of thing in small pieces. I come and open a poultry farm with 2,000, 3,000 beds. Somebody else comes, go to another region and do the same thing. But we are realizing that Chinese, Lebanese, and some other countries come in bunches. They put their resources together and develop some things. So, and I heard there's a lot of diaspora communities here in Ghana as well. Some in Pram, some in Accra, some in other regions. Sometimes, if I look at things, I think, why don't we put some resources together? If I'm doing poetry, somebody else is interested in poetry. Why can't we get together? Maybe you won't trust me, but since we have diaspora organizations, we can go through them. There's a leader there who has experience in being in this country for a long time and has built some contacts around. So those people can lead us all. We can all not be leaders. Some people like that can lead us. Maybe an black American has stayed here for 20 years or 30 years, and he has built relationship with big communities here, big ministries, with the government communities. So he can lead us. We can put resources together and build small industries, like a poultry farm, big poultry farm industry, big clothing industry, big manufacturing industry. Those things will blow out of proportion. That's where the business is going to happen. But each individual trying to do his own small things will not take us anywhere. You know. So I think we need to put things together. Even if we don't trust each other, let's get some lawyers to help us put our finances together and tell us how we can get the business going. Because individual, I don't think we can get anywhere. I don't think we can get anywhere. We're getting something, but not huge like what the Chinese are doing.
Yeah.
I'm doing my farm in the Volta region. I heard some Chinese are also starting to build another huge poultry farm there. They are going to collapse mine.
Yeah, you can't compete with
I can compete with them. So why can't we come together and build it one giant one, where 10 or 15 diasporans put their resources together and build it huge? You see, these things, that's how we can grow. So guys, let's do something in that aspect. I think that would be the only way we can move forward. Hmm?
Yeah, yeah, and also, yeah, that is the best way that I think we can move ahead faster. But this, if you're going to do this, everybody has to know that it's not like a quick jackpot that you do, then you get the money. It's probably going to be like a project. Maybe we just say that 5-year project, 10-year project that we are all working towards, because we have a similar thing where people will come and invest in what we do, but then after 3-4 months, they want, they're expecting like they get everything. Those kind of people we don't want in what he's talking about. We want people who can think ahead of the future. And be like, okay, this is a 10-year project. So you're expecting that maybe after 3 years, that's when you'll be making your money, not just 3 months or those things. Because we have some farmers in the Volta region. Once they have their tomatoes harvested, and it's the season for tomatoes, they all get rotten. Those kind of things. If there's a supermarket somewhere with a cold room, those things you set it up, we can freeze all of those or process them some way. We don't need big processing center. We all have different ways of canning, like what do they call it? You can grind it, yeah, tin tomatoes or those simple ones,
The jars.
yeah, the jars, you
Or
put them
the
in. We create our own brand of those kind of things, you know. But one person doing it, he will think about it and he'll be like, no, I don't have the finances. Another person too will think about it, he said, I don't have the finances. But if we all come together, you know, and be like, okay, we can build this in 5 years, then we work towards it. Because we are all bad at this thing. Just from our farm to going to Hull, towards Hull, we have our poultry farm, his poultry farm, my poultry farm, and there's another poultry farm on the road, all the way down. I'll probably say about 5 of them on the road. Almost all of them are closed except his and mine that are running right now. Why are they closed? Because they couldn't do it alone. But if we were together and ran it as a business all together, we will stand. The man came to us to buy egg from us. Now he's buying eggs to supply to his customers. Even he's actually doing a good thing because he's still keeping his customers buying from us to give it to them. And he was sharing his experience to workers. It was through workers that he collapsed and through other things. You know, maybe he has had that experience before. If we are all together, he bring that experience. Everybody bring their experience together. We go faster. Yeah. So we will just plead with anybody who is ahead of anything from the diaspora, who's ahead of anything in Ghana, and who can put things together. Maybe get few people together. You can even come to our place, contact us with your ideas. We can all join and just serve one purpose. We all develop that one thing. After it's done, we move on to the next thing. We will develop a country. We don't have to depend on the government because I don't know, that one will be a whole new different thing because I don't like that thing when I hear people say, oh, the government didn't do this, the government didn't do that. There are some things you can blame the government on. You can't blame everything on the government. The government is the people in the country, not the government alone. Who is the government? It's same people in the country that goes and form the government. So we are the ones who are supposed to build the country. Once we are doing it, the government some people in there will see what we are doing, and then that's when they will support. If individual go, they will not listen to him. If you go as a group, they will begin to realize that hey, there's something going on that we need to support.
Um, Sister Felicia, do you have anything to? What do you think about this? Like some of the America and also like UK and the rest coming here. What do you think about the support group? And from your 3 years experience, what do you think they should do that will help?
For us, it's really, really, really important that you form a network of people. You've got to find like-minded people to work with. And everybody will tell you, oh, that's impossible and blah, blah, blah. There's us three, there's like 9 of us
Okay.
in total in the Volta region between the 3 poultry farms and about 120 some acres of corn now, working together. We're all doing our own little things, but we have projects that we're working together. If Hope's farm is having a bad thing, we help him out. Not necessarily always monetary, but if we have eggs and Hope doesn't have eggs and Hope has somebody that needs eggs, he comes to us, gets the eggs, goes and sells them, gives us our money, and he keeps his profit. If we need eggs, we go to Hope for eggs. If neither one of us has enough eggs, we go across the street to the other farm, get eggs. If when it's time to plant the corn, everybody goes out and helps with the clearing of the land and the planting of the corn. When it's time to harvest the corn, everybody goes out. Even if you're just supervising, making sure the workers are doing something, everybody's out there. We don't ever leave anything for one person. We help each other out. So that has really helped us be able to keep going. There's room for other people if you want to do, something to come set up in a place nearby where you have support. If you want to open a fashion store, you want to, do clothes and things like that. There's other seamstresses in the area. Contact them. What do you do? What do you do? What do you do? How can we If I don't have this, you have this. So if I can send my person to you, if you don't have something, you can send the person to me. You know, just simple things like that. It doesn't always necessarily mean that you have to like physically be together. You know, we could be here and we can have somebody in the crowd that wants to open a store to sell eggs. They don't have a supplier. So they come get our eggs, they take them to a crowd and they sell the eggs. You know, or like with the corn, the Praise City something or other, Godwin and them, they buy the corn. So their plant is in Accra, but they have a guest house down the road. And he knew we were selling corn, so he came and talked to us. And so they come and they buy the corn. So there's a constant buyer for the corn. So when we run out of corn, if we know somebody else that's selling corn, we send him to them to sell corn. It's a support network. You know, we don't gatekeep or hoard the information. You know, if I know you need something and I know who can give it to you, I give you the information. You know, I'm not necessarily going to charge you to say, hey, you know, this is this person's contact. You know, I just give it to you. You know, because by me helping you, it's helping the country. It may not come back into my pocket right away, but it keeps the economy going. You know, because if the guy that's buying our corn, his company collapses, we don't have a buyer for our corn. So it benefits me to give him other people to help buy the corn. Same thing with the eggs. That works with any industry, you know. But for us, because we're coming here, we have no family. We don't know the culture. We don't know the language, you know. And a lot of people now are coming as single people, you know, or small families. And we meet people online, you know, and talk to people and build surface level connections, you know, and then we come to Ghana and we start meeting people and getting to know people. But when we do that, we need to connect with people who are actually doing what we want to do. You know, and they have a track record. Like for us, you know, we have our YouTube channel. You can watch every single building being built, the corn being planted, the chickens growing from chicks, you know, the way the eggs are going. You can see that we are actually doing what we're doing. We didn't just start, you know, with the whole thing, which is also fine. As long as you see that the person's doing what they say they're doing. You know, don't just listen to somebody that says, oh, you can do this, you know, which you can, but you don't want to learn from the person that's not doing well. You know, or isn't doing anything, you know. And a lot of people, because they see that people are coming, they'll start YouTube channels and things, you know, to promote something, and they've never really done it. They go to other people's farms, or they go to other people's houses, you know, and things, and we don't know as a diaspora that that's not really their stuff. You know, they're just talking about, oh, you go and you do this and this for the chickens and blah, blah, blah. But they just talked to the man and asked him what to do, and they made the little short video, gave the guy a few CDs, and they go on about their way. It's not their farm. You know, it's not their clothing store. It's not their mall. It's not, you know, their restaurant. You know, they just are presenting themselves that way because the owner just wants a few extra CDs that day. You know, or they're just doing it to get likes and followers on YouTube so that they can put some money in their pocket, which is, it's still a business. It's all right, you know, but we have to use our discernment, you know, and think. You know, we have to do our due diligence and research. You know, simple things like getting your visa. You go to the government website to get your visa. You don't go to somebody on Facebook and say, how do you get your visa? And they'll be like, oh, let me help you. And then they end up taking some of your money. Or they send you to a phishing site, because there's lots of sites that are scams about just doing your visa, and you fill out the application and you send off your money. They're not really visa sites. You know, passport applications, just the simple things, you know. There are those of us that are here that are more than happy to help people. You know, we will take the time to help you, as long as you're serious, you know, and you can show us you're serious. You know, because like he was saying in the other video, you know, there's so many people that come here. They spend their time running around, doing all this stuff, spending all their money, buying land, starting to build houses, you know, setting up things. And then they realize that Ghana is really not for them. But it's their first time here. They've never came to visit. You know, they've never spent time in any of the communities. Most of them haven't even really spent time in Accra, you know, or the bigger cities where the more Western amenities are, let alone like places where we are in the rural villages and places. We don't know anything, you know, but we think we know. So then when we get here and stuff's not working right, like it takes you 6 months to get your land documents, and in the US it wouldn't take that long. Or we have land that's been almost 4 years and we still haven't finalized the documents on it because the chiefs are doing this or doing that, or somebody's died or somebody's sick, and getting people together is just a process. You have to have patience, you have to have understanding, and you have to be determined. Because if you're not, the first time something goes wrong, you're gonna run home. But you've spent thousands of dollars to set up your stuff, and the first thing that goes wrong, you run away because your why you're doing it was not strong enough to keep you going for later. We can't just come because Ghana's cool right now. And a lot of people are coming because it's trendy. We are unhappy in America. We are tired of being discriminated against. We're tired of the police. We're tired of fearing for our lives every day. But we also can't just run away. We have to plan our escape. When the slaves were trying to escape, they didn't just run off somewhere. They planned it out. They worked it out so that when they got out of the plantation, they could keep going. They knew where they were headed, or at least a general direction. And they were determined to do it. We didn't just try to sprint off in the woods and not have any plan and not know where we were going, or no network of people to go to. It was planned. We have to do the same thing now. We have to do the same thing here. We have to plan where we're going, what we're doing, be strategic about it, and work with people. You can do it alone. It's going to cost you more money. It's going to cost you more time. It's going to take more effort, and you're going to be a lot more tired. So when you come and you want to ball out, you got to do the work first, just like anywhere else, and then you can ball out. Like you said in the other video, come get you something simple, something you can afford, something just comfortable. You don't have to come build your dream house yet, because you have to have your finances and all your stuff set up so you can sustain yourself. Once you get your stuff going and all of that, then you build your dream house. Because you want to be able to sustain yourself in your dream house. You don't want to have to go back because you have to go back. You want to go back to visit people and family and enjoy your vacation while you're there. You don't want to go home and go work. That's not what this is supposed to be at. We're supposed to be coming here so we can have a better life. So we have to think about the future. We can't just come, I've got, $1,000. That's 10,000 CDs. I can go ham. No, because the CDs spend just like the dollar. The same amount of effort it takes you to earn $100 is the same amount of effort it takes you to earn 100 CDs, and it spends just the same. So, and that's another thing we get hung up on. We have these American dollars, and we're coming over here. We think we're rich. We come, we go out to eat every day. You go spend 200-300 CDs a day on some restaurant. You go and you go to the beach every day. You go do all of these things. If you have a remote job, where you're getting US dollars or UK dollars, you spend like your online jobs and things like that. Perfect. But if you're coming here to set up a business and stuff, you have to remember you're going to be earning CDs. You're not going to be earning dollars. So you have to spend your CDs with the same mindset that you're going to spend your dollars, or you're going to run out of dollars because you overspent your CDs. That exchange rate will have you thinking you have more money than you have. And then that's where people you see online, Ghana's expensive, I can't afford it and things like that, because we come thinking we have more than we have. If that makes sense.
It makes sense.
We have to remember that if you're coming and you're setting up a CD business, your income is in CDs. Your income's not in dollars. So that $100 is not $20. It's 100 CDs is not $20. It's 100 CDs. And you spent the same amount of effort to earn that 100 CDs as you did that $100 in America. Because if you're doing day labors, you're going to make, probably about 100 CDs a day, and you've worked your butt off to get that 100 CDs a day. In America, you're going to work 8, 10, 12 hours to get that $100. Same thing. It's not much difference.
Wow. That's deep. That's a lot. Any final thought on that?
I just want to continue stressing
Yeah.
that the diasporans should form network. If you want to be a fashion designer, find similar network, people with the same mindset, come together, put your resources together, and go for it. If you want to do cow rearing business, get mindset of people, get together, do it. It becomes more stronger, more powerful, and you have constant cash flow to open up the to make the business very big. You understand? Any business you are going in, try to find same interest people, and then put it together, and then move on. I think that way, I don't think such a business will ever collapse. It will always grow up, build up together. So I would advise, even if it gets to the diasporans communities who are in Ghana, if they can start thinking of those things and get people who are coming in from the Europe and anywhere, Europe, US, with people with the same interest, to encourage them to put their resources together and open up business. It will help us in a way that now the Chinese, that's what they are doing. They are putting their resources together, and they are taking they are building big industries in Ghana, and our small in our individual ones are collapsing. So if we can get this type of mindset, we will let them run. They will run away from the country because they will know that we are building networks and we are putting our resources together. We are building giant companies like malls. Chinese mall is in Ghana. Every time the shop is full and we are buying things from there. Why can't 4 or 5 people diaspora build something like that? Build it huge. You make money. Money is here. The country is not developed yet. It's developing. So there's a lot of money here. If we can put our minds together, we can put finances together. The sky is the limit here. So me, that would be my final one. Individual opening a business, it can be tough. It can be difficult unless you are very rich. Yeah.
I'll add on to this. You see, the last time somebody came to our farm and he was talking about how we plant our corn. I think we went to that guy's shop, and all of a sudden he told us that there is a farm about 5,000 acres, I think around here or Sigakupe somewhere. It's it's owned by some, I don't know if it's Chinese or whoever, but he just says foreigners. They have irrigation, everything, and beside the corn farm, they have a poultry farm inside it that they are producing their own feed to feed the poultry. Those kind of people, and whenever our egg price, we are trying to control it. Those kind of people, they don't. They can sell their egg at any price that they want. Those are the things that kind of kick us out. In our area, we have access to so many land over there. But how can we, extend our farm to that? It's more than 2,000 plus acres that is just there. That if a lot of people come together, we can set up a bigger farm. Maybe start with maybe 500 acres. We have the farm set up. And like you said, everybody, you find a lawyer, somebody, you all come together. Everybody know their part. You are doing this, and based on this, you will pay this much or this, that. We set up a 5-year plan, do that thing. A different group of people will set up a processing center that all the corn, everything is coming there for them to process it into feed, and they too have their own different way of sharing their thing. And another group will come. Okay, let's just concentrate on the poultry farm, and they just concentrate on the poultry farm. So it's a business that is building.
Some will be doing distribution.
Yes, some will be doing distribution. So that is their thing. And somebody will set up a supermarket somewhere in Accra with 10 groups. So it's a chain of things going from here to there to there to there, and everybody enjoys. And at the same time, you are employing a lot of people. So if you do that in one region, you go to the next region, you set up similar thing. So all over the country, you see things moving. Because right now, I have to transport egg from our farm to Accra, you can ask him. Even finding a driver to bring it is a problem. The amount of money that they will charge you to bring it alone will buy all the eggs at the farm. So the price will be double before it gets over here. If that job is for somebody who just come, just sit, put it in their shop, it takes that headache off of us. But it has to be a group of people to make this thing work. If all you do is you so close, find a lot of people who are doing that. Come together, build it big, not just a small shop in the front shop that you see one tailor, somebody sewing, and then the next time that they can't pay their light bill, then they shut down. But if you can't, because it's a group of people, put their money together, there will always be resources,
And they can export it as
yes,
well.
they know who's coming to get it, to go and ship it, all of that. Maybe they do have those things and we don't know about it. So whoever knows these things, just
get it done.
yes, just direct them to us. Because all the time our farm we just be waiting for people to even come and buy the eggs before we can go get feed. But if there's some chain of people that we are working with, we know that okay, we can always get the feed from here. This person is coming to get the eggs and go. That person getting the eggs can pay the feed people, they give us our profit back to us. So we don't even have to deal with the feed people. They're getting the eggs, pay them, and bring us our share back.
Instead of coming with empty bags, they bring the feed,
Yes.
get the eggs, and
It will be those things. And like she was saying about the airport land, it hasn't developed yet. Somebody can come and build like supermarket over there, and all of this produce will be in there. It's close to whole enough. You get
It's in house. It's
yes,
on the edge.
yeah, it's right on the
video
on the edge. Yeah,
but they keep giving me copyright. I don't know why, so I just send it to probably airport.
yeah. It's not far. Like it's about let's say 20 minutes from our farm, and about 15 minutes from whole market. So people setting up things like that, will always, keep business flowing really, really well. And make people begin to kind of draw people to. You will draw people to the market instead of you going to look for the market. Because we have discouraged ourselves so much like, okay, if I do this, how am I going to sell it? That alone, you don't do that thing. Because like I told you, we're trying to do tomato farming, and you were thinking about it. We are doing the tomato farming, and if nobody gets the tomatoes, then you're just going to spoil. And so you just have to find the gaps where there are no tomatoes. People plant a lot of tomatoes. Those few seasons, then you do your own. But within those gaps too, where the tomatoes is in abundance, somebody will be processing them. The group of people set up a processing center, then you grow, you don't even have to worry about the money because they just come take it, do their thing, send you your money. So I'm just hoping that, a group of people or whoever might be in charge of bringing diasporans together, they can contact a lot of people, or us or whoever to set up like people who are like-minded, who want to set up a business. Because we all need help. You can't stand alone. You will collapse. Even though, like I was saying, we are doing the farm, as time goes on, like he's saying, the Chinese people, there's not even the Chinese people, just down the road, past the barrier. We went there, somebody has set up a big poultry farm in there. And they are foreigners too, and it's not just one person, it's a group of them. So they are surveying the market. The moment they survey the market enough, they're going to do it big time. And nobody in that road is going to survive that thing. So hopefully.
Thank you so much for the insight. This is very, very deep, and I appreciate your time so much. I'm sure this video will help a lot of people who are thinking of moving to not just Ghana, but in Africa in general. And if you are diaspora and you know a community that are helping others, please let us know. Let us know in the comment section. We'll contact you and we will know find out what you are doing in your area. And our brothers, we are all willing to share our experiences that will, like the aim of developing Africa countries, not just Ghana, and also developing ourselves, because when you live long time and you come back, it's not easy. It's not easy to just integrate into the system easily. People are there that do not want you to progress, and a lot of obstacles on the way. It's not easy. So, like my brothers and my sister is saying, coming together, work together. Like the Jewish in UK, we have a place called Seven Sisters, and it's all Jewish, and they do their things together. They work together. Now, to me, when we bring this topic, I was thinking of Africa Union, because I've been doing Africa video nowadays. It's the same thing. We are not working together. Our leaders are not working together. And that's why Africa Union is still the same.
Yeah.
The Europeans beat us to European Union, and they are fine. Look at us, UK, we left the European Union and we are paying the price big time. So the foundation need to be strong. We need to, as diasporans, come together as one and work together, help each other, and hopefully one day, there will be success stories all over. Thank you so much for your
Can I
time.
add one more thing? This is the important part. Some people will think that, oh, I don't have the money to help, so they will just keep quiet. If you don't have the money,
You have the
you have the
idea.
ideas, you have the knowledge.
Mhm.
In the time that you can go to somebody's farm, just sit with the person. You can use your strength to start. As
Yeah.
time goes on, the money will come.
Yeah.
So you don't necessarily have to have the money, but if you are here, you have the idea, you know how to do something. You just start small. You can come join,
Yes.
like the labor force we were talking about. So because of that, we will not go and find any labor outside.
Yeah.
You'll be the one doing that thing.
Yeah.
And we all do it together
Mhm.
to help us. Because somebody came to the farm asking about this. He's a diaspora, and I told him that no, you can come and work. You just have to put a plan together. You don't have to
Because
have
even the
the money.
knowledge alone is worth more than money.
Yeah.
Without the knowledge, it will never work. You can have the money without experience, without the knowledge, it will not work. So we need everyone on board. We truly need everyone on board. If you know something that is working in any part of Africa, and you think you can get involved, let's share the experience, because just watching a video alone cannot make it. Physically and being there, being committed helps a lot as well.
And supervising.
Supervising and all that, without that, money alone cannot make it. Time and experience will help us to make it. So yes, is that all? Anything else that we forget? This is just chatting. This is just sharing our experiences. It's unedited. My brothers and my sister, they are sharing their 3 years experience and what they think we should do as diasporans to help ourselves, to help the locals, and be happy, because you want to come home and be happy and be comfortable. You don't want to come home and 1 year, 2 years you run back and be a labor somewhere again, because that's what we are running away from. So we need a community. That's all I want to say. Thank you so much for your time. God bless you. And if there's anything you want to add, please leave a comment. I will leave my number, or I have my email there. You can contact me, and then we take it from there. We take it from there. Thank you so much. God bless you as always. I will see you soon. We'll see each other soon. If you want to talk to any of them, just leave a comment and I will give you their contact, and you take it from there. God bless you all. Bye bye.